Good morning, everyone. Take your seats. We'll get started. Connor, are you crying?
Hey, Miss Rogers. I'm sorry. I'm just really stressed out because Mr. Smith broke my phone.
What? Okay, let's rewind a little bit. Let's start from the beginning.
I was in shop class, and I guess I was messing with the nail gun, which I get was a bad idea and it wasn't safe, but I found a paper instruction manual, and I just wanted to know what would happen, so I used the nail gun on it.
That wasn't yours to mess up.
That's what Mr. Smith said, but he was way more angry and really aggressive, and he just kept screaming at me, and then he said, "What if I did something like that to something you cared about?" And then he took my phone off the table and literally stuck a hole in it with the nail gun.
And Mr. Smith did that because you ruined an instruction manual?
Kyle literally got it on video, too.
Yeah, I did. Look at how unstable he looks, Miss Rogers. It looks like his eyes are gonna pop out of his head. Oh my gosh, what is wrong with people?
I feel like this can be seen as controversial, but I don't know. But I feel like when people are like, oh, Christianity is like the white man's religion, wasn't Jesus brown?
Yeah, Jesus, that's not controversial. Jesus was not white.
That's why I feel like in regular sense, it's not controversial, but like people still see it as
well, that's because all the iconography of Jesus from they made him super European with these blue eyes.
Yeah, that's
and,
not real.
Luscious flowing hair.
Geographically,
yeah.
he's not.
The truth is,
no.
we don't know what he looked like. He's from the Middle East.
Yeah.
So we have to assume darker skin. But also, I think it's crucial that the Bible never describes how he looks.
Yeah.
And I think that's part of the point. This is a man for all people, no matter how fair skinned, no matter how whatever.
Am I the bad apple for ruining this woman's vacation? I, 21 female, am a Bulgarian tour guide. One woman was constantly oversleeping. 8 a.m. is when we depart for all of our tour days. The first time she was late by 10 minutes. I also mentioned to the whole bus in the mic that we don't really tolerate lateness beyond 15 minutes at most. The next day, the same woman was late again by 25 minutes. I reminded everyone on the bus again that I will not be waiting anymore for late tourists. She came up to me and even asked if I could make sure to wake her up on time. I said no. The next day, she didn't show up. I waited 15 minutes and called her twice with no response. I just left with the bus. An hour later, she called me in panic, asking where we were. She got angry and said that I had one job and that I cheated out of her money that she paid to go on the trip. She missed the entire day of the tour and was furious. Am I the bad apple for putting googly eyes on all the food in the fridge and creating a hostile environment at home? My roommate eats everything. I'll buy a pack of cheese sticks, and they're all gone by morning. I've asked nicely if he could not eat my food. I've labeled things that were my food. No change. He eats everything. So I got creative. I bought a pack on sticky googly eyes and put them on everything. Milk, eyes. Leftover spaghetti, eyes. Judging you, eyes judging him. I even taped eyes to a banana. Well, I guess it worked. He said the eyes creeped him out and he stopped eating my stuff. Well, now he says I'm being passive-aggressive and creating an emotionally hostile refrigerator and hostile environment in our home.
Executive dysfunction is such a bizarre phenomenon to explain to people who don't have it.
I want to do the task. I'm tired of not doing the task. In my brain hole is do the task, just do the task. You're anxious because you haven't done the task.
But alas, I cannot.
We're in a very interesting time period right now where there's just a lot of very loud Christians, and I would almost even put them in quotes sometimes because with how loud and rude they're being.
Yeah.
I'm like, do you know Jesus? Because Jesus was all about love.
Yeah.
That was his thing. I mean, there's a whole wave of Christian nationalism that I just think is so, personally, I think that is so against the heart of God, and so that makes me angry how people would maybe assume that I would subscribe to that. Because
that must be so belittling.
It's a little annoying,
Yeah.
But I'm not even just talking politically right now. I more mean there's a lot of judgment that comes from the church, and there's a lot of well-meaning Christians, believers, when I say believers, I mean Christians.
Yeah,
obviously.
yeah.
There's a lot of well-meaning believers out there that think they are doing good, by saying, no, I love this person. And if I love them, I have to tell them that the way they're living is wrong. You know, like that's the way to love someone. And they come right forward with that and not with, hey, let's sit down and have a meal. You know, that's a big thing that Jesus did a lot in his life is he's like, before I talk to you about maybe the way you're living your life, like I'm going to invite you over for dinner. You know, we're going to talk. I'm actually going to love you and have you feel seen.
Miss Rogers, nice of you to finally show up. Hi, Mr. Principal. Sorry, I'm a little confused because teacher workdays start at 8 and it's 7:50. I mean today, all summer. Where have you been? Still confused because it's been summer vacation and back to school workdays started today. You were supposed to start reporting July 7th. It's now July 28th. My contract and the county schedule say workdays start today. I needed you here July 7th for some other stuff, and you weren't here, so you're getting written up. How was I supposed to know that? And if I was supposed to be here weeks ago, why did no one call me to ask where I was? Don't get smart with me. I emailed you. I don't have any emails from you. Do you have proof I didn't? I could search your name and no emails would pop up. That's not proof. You could have just deleted them. Okay, regardless, my contracts say workdays start today. So even if you did email me, call me, whatever, I'm not obligated to come in weeks early to do extra work that I'm not getting paid for. And this right here, this little attitude, this is part of the reason you're getting written up. You can't do that. Says who? This is the South. There's no unions here for you to complain to. So next time, be where I need you to be when I need you to be there. I don't get paid enough.
There's not many things that pisses me off more than teachers that don't need to be in the classroom. I'll never forget the one time I taught seniors. I'll never teach seniors again. I'm sorry. Y'all stress me out. But the one time I taught seniors, I just remember this kid was working really hard to be accepted into college. And he was working so hard, and I was so proud of him. And he just came in looking devastated one day. And I asked him, what's going on? I pulled him after class. I didn't want to draw attention to him. And he's like, I don't know if I'm going to apply to that school anymore, Miss Rogers. And I'm like, why? And he's, my math teacher said that I'm not going to amount to anything. And I'm like, why? And he's like, because I'm a black kid. And it's not going to matter anyways.
I'm ready to fight then.
And I'm
ready to scrap.
I'm sweating right now because it just makes me I'll never forget the anger that filled my body. And I went to her and I was like, what is your problem?
Okay.
What is wrong with you? And she's like, I was genuinely trying to look out for him. I said, that's not looking out.
No.
She's like, I wasn't being I was genuinely trying to make sure he had realistic expectations. I'm like, what is wrong with you?
Hey, Miss Rogers, I'm sorry I'm late to school today. Connor, are you limping? Yeah, we got into a bit of a car crash on the way to school today. Oh my gosh, are you okay? My leg hurts really bad. Why are you here? You need to go to a hospital. Well, my mom said there was no reason for me to be sitting at a hospital when I could be at school learning. I don't think she realized how injured you are. I'm gonna go ahead and call her. Why don't you just go sit down, rest? I got this. Hey, Miss Johnson, this is Connor's teacher. Hi, can we please speed whatever this is up? I have to get my car repaired. What did Connor do? Yeah, I heard about the accident. I'm so sorry about that, and I'm sure it's been a crazy morning, but I think Connor may really be injured. Is he breathing? Yeah. Is he bleeding uncontrollably? No, ma'am. Bodily fluids oozing onto school materials? No. Cool, so Connor can grow up, stop being a baby who's just a scratch, and you can go back to doing your job. Bye. Hey, Miss Smith's gonna watch you for 2 seconds. I need to run to the office and make a call.
We were teaching about court cases, right?
Ooh.
And it was a school that had the kids recite a morning prayer.
Right.
And so we had a lot of different photos on the board, including the text of
The prayer.
Because again, if we're going to talk about whether the court's opinions
Yeah.
and things that the judges said, we need to know exactly what they're looking at. And all of a sudden I got an email from my principal of a mom who wanted to have a meeting.
Damn.
And she accused me in front of administration of trying to push Christianity and prayer and Christian values on her child. And
Yeah,
I was
that's
like,
tough.
what?
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, all you Christian teachers down here in the
You're
South.
like, I'm not Christian.
I knew that I would have to worry about this when I moved down here to the South, and I knew that would be a problem. Never
All
one
right.
warned me. Now I see it, and it's
Wrap
real.
it
And I
up.
was like, girl, I'm Jewish.
Yeah, that's crazy.
What? And not only that, I was actually out sick the next day. Well, then why did you put in the sub plan that they had to do the prayer again? And I said,
what are you talking about? Well, my son saw